Well, hello, my name is Jim Royal. I'm a huge Beatles and Elvis Presley fan and basically classic rock in general. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If you could do a thumbs up, that's always most appreciated. Feel free to leave comments. I always enjoy reading them and I do my best to try to respond in a timely manner. Also, go ahead and smash that bell. Always appreciate new subscribers, and it lets you know when a new video is up. So today I wanted to do something that I haven't done for a while, but this is called Second Chance Spins. This is the idea where we look at some music that maybe you haven't listened to in a long time, maybe you rediscover it. Maybe the critics at the time, you read about the album and you steered away from it. Maybe you're new to the music. So that's the whole point in this, is trying to rediscover something or discover it for the first time. I'm going to focus today on the 1980s, and I'm going to look at each Beatle, one album from each Beatle from that time period. I have done more lengthy reviews on all of these. I'm just going to kind of spotlight each one, so I would encourage you to look on this channel for the full review. The first one I'm going to look at is John Lennon, Men Love Avenue. This was originally released October of 1986. This is really a nice compilation of previously unreleased material from the Lennon estate. I really like it. Unfortunately, we lost John much too soon. This is a picture of John from the Imagine era, 1971 it looks like. And Andy Warhol actually did this artwork and did a really great job on it. So what this album does is it encompasses, the first side focuses on 1973 recordings, primarily the rock and roll sessions that John started with Phil Spector, and then they were aborted. It was October, I believe, until December 73, and then later he would resume that on his own. And then the second side is material from Walls and Bridges. You have early sessions for that, walkthroughs with the session players, though it sounds really good. And what's interesting about it is it's like unplugged music before unplugged was a thing, without all the overdubs and everything. John sounds really good as he's recording these songs with the musicians, introducing them to them. I really like this album for what it is. I know when it came out I was really excited because we knew that there was just very limited material left of John. So it starts off with Here We Go Again. This is a song that was a Lennon Spector original. I had heard about this song and finally it came out. Was really excited by it. I think it's a nice album track, very strong. I like the piano in it. I like his vocals. Really like it. Alright, next song is called Rock and Roll People. Rock and Roll People is a song that was recorded during Mind Games. I guess John just didn't think that it was good enough, or maybe it didn't fit the album. I do like it. I think it's a nice rocker. He would eventually he gave it to Johnny Winter at the time, who put it on his album from that era. I enjoy the song a lot. It's a nice album track. Alright, and then we have the rock and roll era songs. Angel Baby is amazing. In fact, I think it's my favorite one from all of them, and I think it should have been put on the rock and roll album. It's a song from Rosie and the Originals from 1960. Rosie apparently wrote this when she was 14 years old. The lyrics anyway, it was as a poem about a boyfriend. And then you have Since My Baby Left Me, Arthur Crudup. It's okay, it sounds very much like a party atmosphere in the studio. Too many musicians, too many answer vocals from almost anybody that was there. They got on there. It sounds very much like the production from Pussycats that John produced with on Harry Nilsson's album Pussycats. But this is Phil, doing it. And then I like it. It's a nice B-side. I'm glad we have it, The last song is called To Know Her Is To Love Her. Excellent tune. However, this song kind of limps along. This was a Phil Spector composition when he was with the Teddy Bears, and it was released in 1958. I've always liked this song a lot. I really like how the Beatles do it better on the BBC. I prefer that one over this one. And then you have Steel and Glass, Scared, Old Dirt Road. Old Dirt Road is excellent. Nobody Loves You When You're Down and Out. I really like that, and Bless You. And those are songs that are in the second half that are from Walls and Bridges, stripped down, and really nice, clean songs. I like them a lot. I like the production on it. Old Dirt Road is my favorite on there because I just think that Old Dirt Road on the Walls and Bridges album is just, I don't know, it's just a little, I'm not sure how to describe it. It's too much production. You know, it's nice to have it a little cleaner. All right, this next song, album is Press to Play from Paul McCartney. This was released, I believe it was released August of 1986. I really like this album, okay? I know a lot of people like to trash it, just, oh, you know, it's from the 1980s. And my thing is this, okay? The 80s were revolutionary for what they were. I'm not going to trash today's music, but I will make this comment about it. There's a lot of auto-tune today, there's a lot of sampling, no guitar solos and things like that. I give this credit for doing something different. Now I will say, yeah, some people said, hey, Paul sold out, he went contemporary. This sounds very modern to me for what it is for the era. Okay, he found a contemporary, hot producer, Hugh Padgham, responsible for doing recordings like from The Police, from U2, from Genesis, Phil Collins. He had a writing partner. He got really serious. Worked on this primarily in 1985, a little in 86. Eric Stewart from 10cc was his writing partner. If you're familiar with I'm Not in Love and Things We Do for Love, that's 10cc. So he got serious about it, put together this album. I don't think Paul lost his way in this era. I think Paul is a revolutionary and evolutionary musician and artist, and he's trying to do something different. I would also say, yeah, he was trying to be contemporary at the same time, but he was working with those contemporary sounds to get something different, and I think he pulled it off. And I think to not give this a chance because it's not like all the other McCartney albums, in my opinion, is wrong. But that's just me. It starts off with Stranglehold, an excellent acoustic number. I really like that a lot. You've got Good Times Coming, Feel the Sun, two songs put together. You have the song Talk More Talk, which I like more. I like the music than anything. It sounds very Division Bell, Pink Floyd era, you know. I will say some of the subject matter is okay on this album. It's kind of like, Paul, what are you doing? Some of the lyrics are questionable, but overall it's a nice, enjoyable experience because it's so different for Paul. Footprints is nice, traditional Paul. You have like Distractions from Flowers in the Dirt, very much a mellow song like that. And then you have the really nice, you gotta have a Paul McCartney ballad, right? Regardless of what you're doing, being, you know, different. And this is very Paul McCartney piano, and It's Only Love Remains, which I think is excellent. Then you have Press starting off the second half. Nice, different sounding hit single. Top 20-ish, that's exactly what it was, and I like it. And then you got Pretty Little Head, which I like too. Move Over Busker, Angry, and However Absurd are okay. I think that if they would have put the B-sides on there, like It's Not True and Tough on a Tightrope, I think the album probably would have sounded better, would have been held together better. But as a whole, I like the album, and I would encourage you to check it out. All right, the next one is Gone Truppo, and this is George Harrison. This was released November of 1982. This was his last album for a commitment that he had with Warner Brothers. No promotion on it by him or the record company or videos. I like the album though, and I know at the time everybody said Gone Truppo, bad album, bad. Well, you know, you take a chance with it and you find out it's not so bad after all. Does it sound like the 80s? Yes, because it was recorded in the 80s. Okay, Wake Up My Love is a nice example of that. You have a heavy keyboard. I would have liked to also have seen more guitar work from George on that song, but I do like it, and it's a nice love song. That's the Way It Goes. I think that, to me, is probably one of the best George songs from the era. In fact, I discovered it off Dark Horse, the best of released in 1989. Excellent tune, really good. And I think anybody that likes George Harrison, even if they don't care for this album, would say that song is really good. I Really Love You is another, it's a cover tune, an old cover tune from the 60s. Kind of like Got My Mind Set on You in that vein, where you take an old song like George did. This one didn't pull it off as well. I will say on this album there are female voices which are unexpected from me. Not bad, but just unexpected. Kind of going in a different route for George. Kind of like the Beatles did with the Wildlife version of Across the Universe. You know how the girls are singing Nothing's Gonna Change Our World, you know that. But I like it. I like it. Grease is good. I think the music is better than anything on it. I like the slide guitar work also. Gone Truppo is really good. If you like Jimmy Buffett, you'll like that. Mystical One and Unknown Delight talk about sleepers, talk about amazing songs. Mystical One is like a nice spiritual love song. Highly recommend it. Baby Don't Run Away is really good. Dream Away I really like. It's off of Time Bandits. And then you have Circles, which was a unreleased song that George wrote when he was in India in 1968 with the Beatles. They did a version of it that would later appear as a demo on the White album, special edition. All right, and now the last one is Ringo Starr. This was released, I think this was released June of 1983, I believe. Recorded in 1982. It was produced by Joe Walsh. It sounds very much like a rock album, which I like. If you like Joe Walsh, you'll probably like this. Joe Walsh also wrote a lot of the material. He was from the Eagles and James Gang, very popular artist. And it's a feel-good, let's have a good time album, entertaining. Okay, that's what I want from Ringo. I don't want Mr. Serious, just let's have a good time. And they deliver. In My Car, excellent. In fact, Joe liked it so much that he put it on his solo album later on. I think it was Got Any Gum. I like Hopeless and Alibi, really good. Those are songs that both of them wrote together, Joe and Ringo. Fun, entertaining. Be My Baby is a Joe Walsh song. And then She's About a Mover. I like the song. It's an old cover tune. I think it grows on me the more I hear it, but it's a nice song. And then the second half, I keep forgetting. Talk about a nice song. This is an old cover tune. He does a great job, kind of like he did with Money from What's My Name, that era. I didn't like that as much, but I really like this, and I like what he does with his vocals too. The effects. Picture Show Life is Carl Perkins, nice tune. And then you have As Far As We Can Go. You got the ballad, you got to have that, but he does good. I think One is fine. Everybody's in a Hurry But Me and Going Down are also good songs. So thank you for watching my video. I appreciate it, and you have a great day, okay? All right. Thank you. Bye.